Anyways, this is kind of weird. I've got something different today, guys. I'm going to talk about my MMA fight. I don't know if I should look at. If I should look at the camera, the picture. I'll look at the camera. So basically, what I'm talking about today, I've got some. Put my phone on Do Not Disturb so I can actually talk to the camera. What I've got going on today, right, is I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on my title fight. Like what I did mentally to prepare, the build up, everything before the fight, everything after the fight, and how it's been. I've got some pointers here what I want to talk about. It's going to be quite a long video. I'm going to try just make it raw, uncut. I bought some hot chocolate. I don't even like coffee, don't really drink coffee unless it's fight week, but I got some hot chocolate. I already had most of it. Firstly, I want to talk about the title fight. Well, the initial title fight. I had the original one booked in for November 2025, just gone, on a show called Battle Arena. And unfortunately at the time it got cancelled because of the venue. The venue just, well, I'll say flooded, but we don't know what happened. Just long story short, the show got cancelled. And at the time, and to make things even worse, it got cancelled on the day of the fight. So I weighed in, I lost the weight, I water cutted that morning of, went to the gym. So the Friday I weighed in, Friday morning, because it's the day before weigh-ins. I weighed in, and then the next day, the Saturday, we got told in the morning that the show had been cancelled. So the weigh-in was for no reason, the weight cut was for no reason. So how did that play in my head mentally at the time? At the time, obviously I was quite frustrated, I was quite annoyed. I had that camp for no reason, I lost that weight for no reason, I dieted for no reason. But I tried to look at the bright side of things. So in my situation, I only had to go to the gym to weigh in. There were people who flew in overseas to fight, people who flew overseas to watch the fight, lost money, wasted that time. So yes, my situation was bad, but it wasn't as bad as other people. So it put things into perspective for me. And then also as well, that camp I had grown a lot from my last loss as well. So whether or not I had the fight, I had still grown as a fighter, I had still grown as a person. So there was that benefit as well. And then just the positive mindset that, okay, well, I can now enjoy my Christmas, I can now enjoy my time off a little bit before I have to get stuck in again. And then fast forward now, the fight got rebooked for April just gone, so Easter weekend. And what does that do to you mentally as a fighter, as a person, when the first fight got cancelled and now it's rebooked? I'll hold my hand to my heart. I probably should have taken the dieting on fight week a lot more serious than I did, because there was that mental holdback of me thinking, what if it gets cancelled again? Well, obviously, I make weight like a professional. I've never missed weight. So there was that. Now, I want to loop back to my last MMA fight, which was in June of 2025. That was my last MMA fight. And I lost that fight, unanimous decision. I got outclassed. Well, I won't say outclassed, but I didn't perform the way I should have performed against a tough Italian opponent, Gianni. Shout out to him. Sound guy, nice guy. Hopefully going to train with him soon, link up with him soon in Rome. But I didn't perform to the standard I should have performed. And that was my third loss in a row. And with that in play and then the show getting cancelled, then to actually the fight happening, it's like well, what if I lose again? I've not won a fight since 2024. The last fight I won was in Cage Steel in 2024, September. That was the last fight I won. So I hadn't won a fight in 2 years. So there's that mental aspect as well when you're fighting. And it does play to you, but then that's why you need to surround yourself with people who believe in you. You need to just make sure that you're mentally reaffirming so that you can do this. Luckily for me, I have my brother, I have my coaches, I have my friends, I have my teammates who were always reaffirming that I was the champ, I am the champ, I'm training hard, I was winning my local BJJ comps. They were backing me, they're always there. And that goes well into my next point of how to build confidence. Now, I'm still learning. I'm not 100% confident person, even though it may seem like that on social media and stuff, but I still get nervous sometimes. I was, of course, nervous for this fight, but how to build confidence? You build confidence by looking back at your past actions and thinking to yourself, if I can get out of that situation, then what is this situation in comparison to that? So, for example, now, this opponent that I beat, the Georgian guy, he is a Sambo British champion, judo black belt. Now, you look at those and you think, wow, that's insane. That's insane credentials. There's no way I'm going to beat this guy. Bear in mind, the last time I went up against a judo black belt and a grappling comp, he literally uchi-matted me and then armbarred me, which was kind of insane. If I can find the video, I'll put it in, but that was pretty insane. Shout out to him. But my point is, I've been head kicked before, and I was out for 6 to 7 months. I went up against Ed Vayner, who was like, he's like 6'8", 6'9", and he got a TKO finish in the 3rd round. That was a good fight. So, and then Gianni as well, he was like top 10 in Italy as a welterweight. So those 3 losses, in comparison to who is this guy? A judo black belt. He's nothing to compare to these 3 guys I fought. I have fought nothing but tough guys. So I have that, and they were good fights. It wasn't like I just crumpled under the lights. They were just better than me at the time, or I didn't perform. So for me, when I was stepping in, I had that mentality that this guy is nothing in comparison to who I have fought in the past. He's nothing. I wasn't underestimating him because I still had that, okay, well, he is a judo black belt. He's 2-0, 2 of his wins from finish, but he's nothing in comparison to who I've lost to. So if I can fight like before, but better, there's no way I can lose this fight. Even leading up to the fight and then on fight week, it didn't feel real to me. And the best way I can explain it is, the fight just didn't feel like it would. I was like, there's no way this happening. Like, I had written down as a goal of mine to fight for a title, to win a title, amateur title, and then the fact it was actually happening, and it was happening on Easter weekend, I don't think it was a coincidence. I genuinely believe that it was God's plan. It was a prayer answered to me recently. Truthfully, I'm not the best Christian, I do believe. I don't follow the Bible to the letter as I should do, but as I say, we're all trying. But I do believe that I was given a second chance to fight for the title, and I won. And then moving on to a shift in mentality and training. Now that I've won, there's a target on me, right? People are gonna want that belt. I can only accept harder fights from now on. I've had 7 amateur fights now. That's a lot in the space of a year and a half. I've only done MMA for like a year, 2 years now, and I've had 7 fights. So I'm getting to that experience category of fighters in the country, in the region at least. And the fight, and to be fair, I've only had like 4 welterweight fights, so I'm still, you can say I'm like one in one because I had that Gianni fight at welterweight, so I'm 1-1 technically at welterweight per se. But it's shifting mentality in that I am a champion. I am good. I am one of the best in the area, and I have to keep that mentality. I have to keep pushing myself. There's no more easy training sessions per se, or like each competition. I have to constantly be pushing myself every day, pushing myself in competition to really push myself and stay at the top if I want to stay in the sport for a long time. Actually, I want to loop back to my fight night, like what I do mentally for fighting. I'll just like my mindset before I fought. I stepped in the cage. So, like I said before, as I was getting ready to go in, obviously the nerves are bad. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The nerves get really bad, especially on Saturday. Like I was getting so nervous that I couldn't move my arms properly in the warm up. I was hitting the pads really slow. I said to my coach Chrissy, I was like, Chrissy, I can't move my arms. It's getting really bad. And he said something to me that stuck with me. And then I just sort of accepted the nerves and the fear. It was, my body's preparing me for war. And I should use it to fuel me. I don't know, it may sound crazy, I just found that really powerful because it's like, a lot of times when we get in high stress situations and our body is, not reacting the way we want it to react, we think it's bad, but really it's a good thing. Like I was mentally prepared, I was mentally ready to go out there and scrap. I was slowly building myself up, but my body was like, no, not today, not now, what are we doing? And it was sort of holding me back, but when Chrissy said that, it was almost like a trigger in my mind that it's time to go to war, it's time to bring the fruits of my labor into fruition. And it was, and then literally from then on, I was switched on from the get-go. The walkout was perfect. The run around the ring was perfect. It's just those little things. Honestly, people think fighting is just, you train every day, you turn up, and you punch another human being. It is so much more than that, and I just wish people could experience that, just experience what their mind and body are capable of doing. I don't know any other sport that's able to do this to you. I don't know. Rugby wasn't like this, football wasn't like this. Yeah, I get nervous for big rugby games or big footy games, but MMA, even jiu-jitsu doesn't do this. MMA is something different. The feeling of getting ready for 6 weeks for another human being who's at the same skill level of you, if not better than you, is preparing himself as well or herself to batter you in front of your coaches and your team. Like, only the person with the strongest will comes out on top, because at the end of the day, you both can throw a punch, you both can throw a kick, but who switched on for longer, who wants it more? That's the beauty of it. And there's also the beauty of what can you tell yourself in high stress situations. Like for me then, like I said, I have my coaches, Chrissy, Harry, Steve there, telling me it's your time, you're the champ. It's just a hard sparring session. I had flipping Harry telling me it's just another sparring day, just hard sparring. It's just hard sparring. And I was walking in there just thinking, this is just hard sparring. It's time to go. It's those little phrases you say to yourself before a fight, just reaffirming your belief, reaffirming yourself that it's just another day in the office, just another training day, just another sparring day. And to be honest with you guys, when I stepped in that cage, I wasn't even thinking about like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win the belt, or this belt is mine. I was just thinking, what was I thinking? I was just thinking like, it's time to go, it's time to switch on, it's time to lock in. It's time to bring out what I've been training for the past almost 9 months. And then because of that, the belt came. It's even explaining it, it's like, and then even in the fight itself, it's just like, I'm thinking, yet I'm not thinking. It's weird to explain. Like, I'm doing things from muscle memory, but I'm also listening to my coaches. I can't explain it, but that sounds really cringe and cliche. Like, I'm listening, yet I'm not listening. I'm doing it, I'm not doing it. People think I'm crazy when I say stuff like that. Sometimes I think I'm crazy too. But that's just the best way to explain it. Even like the little triggers in the fight, like my coaches are like, don't get in a dogfight, and I just instantaneously just calm down, because there were so many times in the fight he was egging me on, taunting me, he spat his blood at me at one point, and I could have easily just gone angry, bit down on my gum shield, and just started boxing in the pocket with the guy. That's what he wanted. He wasn't throwing anything else but an overhand right and a hook. But my coach is telling me, calm down, keep your range, like I was doing, keep teeping him, keep working the body, keep working the head. Just calming down in high stress situations and just thinking, like, what am I meant to be doing right now? And it was a good fight. He was a good opponent, and now my coach has said he definitely thought he was a lot better than he was. But I showed him there that there's levels to this, man. You can't come off a 2-0 high and think you're. I think a seasoned fighter like myself is going to be a walk in the park. Like, come on, man. Come on. You need to be for real. You need to keep it real. Obviously, you have that confidence that you think you're going to win. But also think that no fight is easy. The minute you think a fight is going to be easy, you lose. You've lost it already. You've lost. I think, in my opinion, you've lost a mental war already. But yeah, that's quite a lot of things I went through. I know I rambled on quite a bit. About the fight, confidence, your mentality. Another thing is, how would you apply that to real life? Well, how would you apply that to real life? Now, for me personally, because I fought in the cage 7 times, because I train every day, you know, there's nothing quite like that. So I can quite easily walk in public or do things like this now, record in public and not care. Because I've had so many people walk by me now looking at me like, what is this guy doing? Or maybe they're thinking, that's a really nice camera. I don't know. But a lot of people find this like cringe and hard to do. But for me, this is nothing. Like, you're fighting in front of how many hundreds of people. People are buying the streams. Like, this is honestly, well, to be fair, I was a bit hesitant bringing out the tripod at first because I was a bit nervous. But now that I've sort of kept talking and I've gotten into it now, I don't really give a damn anymore. Like, people can look at me, people can look at camera, and I don't give a toss. And that's another thing. Like, that's why I recommend people doing martial arts. You don't even have to do it competitively. Just doing martial arts like jiu-jitsu, MMA, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, anything. Just so you can build that confidence in yourself more, because people don't have that confidence enough, I think. And people need it, man. Especially in today's age, people need that confidence. Now, what have I got planned in the future after this fight? That's something I get asked quite a lot, especially by promoters, some people online and friends and stuff. I don't know. I just keep on competing in my jiu-jitsu comps, in my Muay Thai interclubs. I really leave the matchmaking to my coaches. I've been trusting my coaches to matchmake me since I joined the club, really. They've never got a matchmaker wrong, in my opinion, in my eyes. No, not with just me, but with the other boys in the gym as well. So when I have promoters message me on Instagram, hey, we want you to fight on our show or whatnot, I don't really tend to message them back. I'll just say, oh yeah, I'll get my coach to message them, because it's part of their job. And again, it's not this job per se, but I have that faith and confidence in them that they'll get the matchup right, and it's what they want. I'm just trying to think what else I want to brush over. Maybe the 2 years since I've won a fight. I brushed over that quite quickly. What does that do to someone when you haven't won a fight? Now, I had a grappling competition. I posted the breakdown in it quite a while ago. It was in a cage on ECC. It was the one where I choked that guy out towards the end. I want to say he was beating me for most half of the fight. Had me in a really tight guillotine towards the start of the fight. I probably would have tapped if it was any other fight. The point of me bringing this up was that was my first time back being in a cage after my loss against Ed Vainer, the really tall guy. I think it was, yeah. And you can ask Connor, he was the one that was there to corner me. I was unbelievably nervous, like gut sinking feeling. I was a bit shaky because I had lost in the cage twice up until that moment. This was before I fought Gianni in June. I had lost twice in that before I went to that cage, and the cage represented fear, it represented loss, it represented I wasn't good enough. But as the match grew, I had to tell myself, like, I'm not in this to lose. The minute you're fighting not to lose instead of fighting to win, you've lost. You've lost again. That's another thing you've lost. You're fighting not to lose instead of fighting to win, you've lost. So after I was in that guillotine, I was like, I am not tapping to this. Like, in my head, like, tapping was defeat and going to sleep was not. It was, I can't explain why, but in my head it was that I had accepted defeat by tapping, and by me not tapping, it was not defeat in my eyes. And I couldn't lose again in the cage. And that again boosted my confidence, right? But leaping back to what this does to someone, yes, you will have moments. I'm not saying you're going to be confident 24/7 all the time, but you will have moments where you are down. You don't believe in yourself. You are doubting yourself and your abilities, but that's when you need to reaffirm yourself and look at your past actions. Look at what you're doing now in the present. Look at what your coaches are telling you. Mate, I had Chrissy telling me not even just Chrissy, the boys in the gym telling me, calling me champ already, like I was champion already. Like, people don't realize how powerful the words are. How powerful words are in general. Like, if you're telling yourself every day you're a bum, you're a loser, like, you are going to have days like you tell yourself that. Yes, I'm not saying that's not going to happen, but if you're reaffirming that every single day that you're a bum, you're a loser, you're nothing, that's how you're going to start acting. That's why you need to be careful who you surround yourself by. But if you're telling yourself every day you're a champ, your friends are telling you you're a champ, your friends are telling you you're going to win, you're telling yourself you're going to win, and you're doing things that prove that. What do I mean by that? You're training every day. You're going to the gym, you're doing your conditioning, you're going on your runs when no one's asking you to go on your runs. That confidence is going to come. That's what confidence is. And confidence is doing it even when you're scared, even when you don't feel like it. That is what confidence is. Like, I realistically could have just said on the fight night, I'm sick, I don't want to do this anymore. I literally could have done that. I could have given up in that cage. But the confidence came from me doing it anyway. The confidence came from me recognizing that I was a little bit scared. I was like, this guy, he thinks he's going to beat me, but I'm still going to fight him anyway. That's what confidence is. I was walking for quite a bit. I don't know how long for. I hope the audio is okay because it's been quite windy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a bit different. It's getting really cold now, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like to, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I've got the Dublin vlog coming out very soon. I've just recently finished editing that video. But yeah, if you guys want to see more videos like this, just let me know in the comments below or just drop me a message. I really do appreciate all the support I get online and stuff. It doesn't go unnoticed. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.